The head of the World Bank is warning that climate change will lead to violent conflict over shortages of food and water.
Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel said Monday that rising sea levels and other effects of climate change will pose major challenges for America's military, including more and worse natural disasters.
The debate on climate change should not be whether or not it exists, it's what we should do about it. Global temperatures are rising, heat waves are becoming more common, sea surface temperatures are also rising, glaciers are melting.
Today, there's no greater threat to our planet than climate change. The world is looking to the United States, to us, to lead. This is the only planet we've got.
Climate adaptation to me is finding a way to adjust to the changing conditions from climate change.
Anticipating what changes will happen as a result of climate change and trying to prepare.
Climate change adaptation is the management of natural resources to protect against the impacts of climate change.
With animals and ecosystems and plants, unfortunately it's a burden that we've placed on them to now have to learn how to adapt to new changes into the climate that they haven't had for the last thousands of years.
It's so hard to determine what's going to change, and anything can affect biodiversity. We're already having a problem now.
Temperatures are increasing beyond what they're used to. So the question is, what happens when their food sources and such are affected?
We have protected areas established to protect plants and animals across the planet that are set there in their specific climates. But as the climate changes, it's going to shift. But those protected areas themselves won't shift.
The most vulnerable species are going to be killed off first. I would think that you just have more cockroaches, I guess.
So you're actually assessing traits of a species that make them either resilient or vulnerable to climate change. And by identifying those key vulnerabilities, we can then recommend adaptation strategies.
We're about to go through a very tumultuous period in our natural history. Let's be thoughtful today because it gives us options in the future.
It is very important for us to help this process because a lot of what's going on, I feel we're causing it.
Our futures are wrapped up with the protection of the natural systems out there and healthy ecosystems.
As much as animals are supposed to evolve because we're part of the reason it's happening so quickly, we should help them out too as much as we can.
I think the biggest thing that people need to know is that we need to act now.
There are big changes coming, and so it's going to take a lot of research to figure out how to respond to those changes.
We need to create new habitat. We need to protect the habitat that's left.
Ultimately, it's something that just has to be mainstreamed into all practices. In conservation organizations, all the work we're doing, climate change should not be a standalone thing that we're dealing with. Everybody should be considering it in their work.